Hi guys, so I had gotten asked to do a hermit crab care video, and that is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna try and get this like the best I know how. So I have to clean my hermit crab tank anyways and give them baths, so I figured what the hey, I'll go ahead and do it now. Why is my, oh, okay, I thought it wasn't charging, but it is. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do it. So the first thing you gotta do is take the cover off, of course. I have this little fish light. It is just an LED, it changes colors. I have that on there because it gives off heat still. And I also have a heat lamp, but I only use that for when I'm done changing their tank so it can heat back up, because you want to keep it warm. Okay, so I will be right back. I have to go get something. So first off, when you're cleaning your hermit crab's tank, you want to have a little container to put them in. You also want to have a container to put their toys in. Or their branches and stuff like that. And I also keep a bowl so I can put all of the stuff that needs washed in here. So, you want to take all the stuff out. I use plastic plants because it's just easier to have plastic because they don't go bad something on there. Also make sure you're chilling on there. This is crusty. So we're going to go ahead and take everything out. We're going to take everyone out, and then we will connect this. Okay, so I have a feeling that either one of my crabs is dead or it's molting. I think it's molting or it lost a limb, because I found a wee little crab limb in the tank. So I'm not exactly sure what's happened. I don't think this looks like, I think it's bad. It might be molting. So we're going to have to be careful, since he is possibly molting, you're going to have to be careful not to dig him up. Because if you dig him up and he's molting, it's not going to be good. So we're going to have to work our way around him. So we're going to put these guys over here, just in case. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with him. So we're going to find out. I'll be right back. What I would do is clean the tank by taking all the dirty food out and stuff like that and cleaning everything out. But now I have to be careful because I don't know if Bob's molting or what's going on, so I have to be really careful to not disturb him just in case he is molting. So I'm going to go really slowly just in case he's in here. They do lose their limbs just out of stress and stuff like that, so I mean, he could just be stressed and lose a limb, but we're going to be careful. Disturb him, but you want to like mix up the soil so it's not horribly dry, dirty, whatever, and if you find anything that you want to take out, you can take it out. I'm leaving the leg in there just in case. Because the other crabs will eat it for calcium. I don't smell other crabs that might be so we know where he's at. So we're going to be be really careful because he's right here. So we're gonna be careful not to pick him up because I'm pretty sure he's molting because that one was like right there where he was. So I'm pretty sure he's molting. You never want to dig up a molting crab. They will die. So we're just gonna leave him be. And we're gonna work our way around him because normally I would take him out, give him a bath, whatnot, but he's molting, so we're just gonna leave him in there. We're gonna put the bigger stuff over top of him just to make sure he's perfectly healthy and content. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix this dirt up. This is my garbage bag for all the dirty food and stuff like that. The other crabs are over here. I will run through how to bathe them. We're just going to be less from the crab because he's going to want to stay. So I'm going to dig out a corner here for their swimming pool. Hermit crabs like to swim a little bit. Okay, so we're going to move into the kitchen. Okay, so now we are going to clean their stuff. Now, if you have a sink that gets extremely hot like mine does, you don't need to boil them. But if you do not have a sink that is scorching hot, then you'll have to boil this stuff. That's what I do. We're going to clean this out. I don't have any paper towels, so we're just gonna towel like so. And you're gonna run these on the hot water. When you're cleaning shells out of the tank, always make sure there's nobody in there because if you get them, you have to go inside. Okay, so now, because Bob is molting, we're going to work around this area because this is where he's at. We don't want to disturb him. Yeah, you don't want to disturb him because he's molting. I don't have another tank to move the other crabs into. Normally you would have two tanks. You would have a molting tank and then a regular tank. You would take your other crabs out of the other tank to keep them in there. But I do not have that, and they actually do not bother my crabs when they're molting, so we're okay. So we're going to take the dirt, I'm going to move it around, and we don't want to put anything over top of them. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to take the dirt and we'll go this way. We're going to put the bowl over here. Now we're just going to start putting stuff back into the tank. First, let's see if we can move it closer. First, we're going to put the pool in, which which we're gonna put the plant over here in this corner. And we're gonna put some dirt around it just to help these guys out. Now my soil is pretty moist, so I'm pretty good with moisture. It stays pretty humid over here. We're gonna take this and we're gonna level it out. I'm gonna level that out a little bit. This is their water bowl, and we're gonna put that right here. Okay. Wedge right here. We're gonna put their food dish right there. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay. All right. Then we are gonna start placing the other stuff. You need hideaways. Hideaways keep the crabs happy. They like to have places to hide, hence why they are called hermits. We're gonna place this right here. Some of that dirt out. We're gonna put some around it. I'm sorry. It's like really hard for you guys to see. I'm sorry. Try to zoom out a little bit. Okay, maybe that's a little better. So we're gonna put this hideaway in here. And then we're gonna put another hideaway in here. We're gonna put this like this. Like a tunnel. Crabs like to have something to hang out in. Okay. So now, branches. Never use pine branches or cedar. They are allergic to conifer trees and it will kill them. I'm gonna put this one. Like this. Okay. You want to always make sure they have something to climb on because crabs like to climb. Now what I like to do with their pool, make sure you guys can see the pool. Now you can see it. With their pool area, I always take a plant, plastic plant. It's got a little suction cup on the back. I always take one and drape it into the pool so they have something to climb on to get out. And we're gonna take this other one and we are gonna put it up here like so they have more to climb on. Okay, so they have places to hide, they have places to climb. Okay, now the next thing is the water. I will show you how to do the water. Okay, so to do your crab's water, what you're gonna do is I always keep a gallon of water sitting under my sink for this purpose because, hold on, you guys can't really see me. Hold on, my head's jumped up. Okay. So what I do is I take a jug of water, I put it in there, and I let it sit because that takes out the chlorine and all that, so it distills it a little bit from sitting. So what we're gonna do, which this is kind of cold, so they're probably not gonna want to swim in this right away. That is why I have the heat lamp to heat it up while I'm giving them the baths. Their tank is going to heat up. I'm gonna take like an 8-ounce glass and we're gonna fill it. So, this is where it gets a little complicated. Hermit crabs have to have fresh water and salt water. So you're gonna have 2 different water dishes. You're gonna have a more shallow one for fresh water, and that is for them to drink in. And then you're gonna have a deeper pool for them to sit in that is going to be for their saltwater pool, and that's for them to put in their shells. They like the salt water in their shells. It keeps them hydrated and stuff like that. So we're gonna take this 8-ounce glass, and you'll see that it says 2 drops to each 8-ounce fluid ounce cup. So we're gonna take some of this, which is hermit crab drinking water conditioner. This is part 1. You're going to put this in the water. Okay. So now you're gonna fill both pools with this. Okay, so now that your water is in its dishes, what you're going to do is you're going to take this. It is hermit crab saltwater conditioner. This is part 2. You are only going to put this in their deep saltwater pool, the one they're going to swim in. And you want to put 1 teaspoonful per 1 cup. So it's about 10 drops. So you're going to put that in there because they like the salt water. The reason why you put the other one in is to make sure that there's nothing harmful in the water. It treats it so it's not harmful. Now, we're going to get to food. There are many different types of food. What I do is I keep all of my hermit crab food in a nice little Glad lock or Glad container. What I have in here is betta food, fish flakes, popcorn, unseasoned, unsalted, because hermit crabs don't like regular table salt, only sea salt. I have regular corn flakes in here because they like corn flakes. You can also put Fruit Loops in here. They do like Fruit Loops. Only give them Fruit Loops as a treat. What I also have in here is I actually ordered on Etsy online, and they give you I got like this calcium stuff that I put in here. There's actually bits of calcium in here. Hermit crabs need calcium when they're getting ready to molt. Also what you can do for calcium is eggshells. They like eggshells. They also like oyster shells. If you put a plain oyster shell in there, they'll nibble at that. Or even clam shells. They like those too. You can buy all sorts of stuff. There's like a fruit salad in here. There's sea salt roasted peanuts, which my hermit crabs absolutely love. They love the popcorn too. But there's cranberries in here and mangoes and all sorts of stuff, and I just keep it all in this little nifty container. There's also regular hermit crab food in here. I like to mix it all together because it gives them an assortment and they can pick out what they want and what they don't want. You can also give them treats every once in a while. A treat would be like a walnut or something like that. They do tend to like that stuff. So what I do is usually give them just a couple spoonfuls because I have 4 hermit crabs. And we're gonna put this So the hermit crab tank is clean. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the cover back on. Has a hole in it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this on. Oh, we're gonna have to unplug you guys. Turn their light back on, and this is going to keep them. It's gonna heat up the water in here for them, and it's gonna heat up the tank for them. I also have this light, like I said, it changes colors, but it's also warm to the touch, so this actually helps them so they don't get too hot, because you want to heat in there, but you don't want it to get too hot. So now we're going to set up the hermit crab bath. So let's get started on that, shall we? Okay, so for a hermit crab bath, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get a nice, not too deep, but not too shallow bowl for them to bathe in. I usually use like a Tupperware bowl, so we're going to go grab that. This is about the perfect size for the hermit crabs to bathe in. Now what I do, because my water gets really, really cold under the sink, so we're going to take some warmer tap water. Not too hot, but not too cold. You don't want to shock them, but you don't want to be too cold either. Now while I'm doing this, all of my shells are still drying because you don't want any water in them. So we're going to fill this up. Okay, so we filled this up. Now I'm going to take you guys into the living room where I'm going to get them their baths. Okay, so we're going to set this up. So what you're going to want to do is take a towel and you're going to want to lay it on the floor, because you never want to put, oh, you guys can't see. Okay, you never want to put your hermit crabs. Oh, hold on, I gotta plug you guys back in. You never want to put your hermit crabs on a table, because they're gonna crawl. Once they get in their baths, they're gonna crawl. So I'm trying to figure out a good spot for you guys to be able to see. There we go. Okay. So you're going to lay down a towel. There's your towel. You're going to take your water that you mixed up, and you're going to set it down. Okay? And then you're going to grab them some clothes. I'm just going to grab this piece of wood that you can climb on. So, can you guys see that? Okay. Zoom you guys in a little bit. Move you back. Okay. You're gonna put the drinking water conditioner in it. You're going to want to put more than you did before. You're going to take your salt water and you're going to put that in there. You make sure you put enough in there, just because you don't, you're going to want to swim around. Now we're going to take the hermit. First. We're just going to rubber her above the water. Go down. Okay. I'm going to dip her in. Let her put her legs out. Krusty doesn't like to come out, so we're just gonna dip him in. He needs water to show. Next one is Dante. Just gonna dip him in. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys see them. I'm gonna run away over here. This is Dante. Dante's running away. This is Dante. He's an Ecuadorian. This little gem. Show them out. This one's Calypso. And she is a purple pincher. Dante's running away again. And this little one, who is being shy, is Krusty. Krusty is another purple pincher crab. Hi, Krusty. Bob is a viola. And Krusty is in a Babylon shell. And this little guy, I don't know what you would call this shell, but he's been in since I got him, and he is not moving out, he's just making more room. Ecuadorians tend not to move out of their shells too much. They just kind of like hang. Miss Calypso here is in a turbo shell, and she has switched homes quite frequently. She doesn't like the same shell. She likes to switch them. She's the most active besides Dante out of all my crabs. She's also the most friendly. Oh, and the second biggest. Hi, Calypso. I eventually want to get a bigger tank, but I just haven't had the money. I want to get them a bigger tank so they have more room, and maybe get another one. You always want to handle your hermit crabs close to the floor because you don't want them to fall. If they do fall, you don't want to fall far. Hermit crabs will only pinch if they feel like they're going to fall or they're going to get hurt. Whoop. Hi, Krusty. I've only been pinched once, and that was by Bob, but Bob's the shyest out of the group. He is starting to come around. Calypso here was near death when I got him. Got him at a fair. Shut up, Luca. If you'll notice, Dante's eyes are bigger and more slanted, narrow than the other two. The other two are more beady. He's also a different color than they are, and he loves loves to climb. And Krusty also likes to climb. That's a little accident for him. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little hermit crab one-on-one. So I'm sitting here and they're playing. There are many different breeds of hermit crabs. You have to do your research to know what they look like, to know what kind of hermit crab you have and what kind they will like. Like I said before, Calypso here is a purple pincher crab. You know this because she's got dog hair on her. She's got the big purple pincher. See that? Also, you can tell that she is a purple pincher because of her eyes are not slanted. She also likes her little turbo shells. Calypso here is a purple pincher. He might actually go back down for a molt here soon. He's starting to look a little pale. You'll know when a hermit crab, shush. You'll know when a hermit crab is getting ready to go down for a molt because they turn super pale and they start eating a lot. Go lay down, get away from the crabs. Dante here is an Ecuadorian. He will probably not change out of his shell anytime soon. He will chip away at his shell that he has to make it bigger for him. Now he really needs to change, but I don't have a shell that he will like. So therefore he's kind of hanging out in this one because I need to get him a new one. If you guys want to send them something, I'm not quite sure what his shell's called, but he likes like the D shape, kind of like what Krusty's in, which he's in a Babylon. He's in a Babylon shell, but he needs a bigger one. So if you guys want to send anything, Babylon shells are good, and then turbo shells, because that's what my guys are in. My other two. I have 2 that are in Babylons and 2 that are in turbos. So D shapes and round shapes, they love. If you want to send us something, go ahead. They can always use more stuff. If you do send them something, do not send me painted shells, because I won't use them. Solely because, I mean, I would put them up for decoration, but I will not use them for the crabs because the paint is toxic to the crabs. Never get your crabs painted shells. If you find a crab that is in a painted shell, I suggest that you look up a video on how they force crabs to get into these painted shells. It is actually very terrible. It's tragic, and it's not fair. Now, if you gave a crab a chance, he would not pick a painted shell. He would want out of that painted shell as soon as possible. Also, they come in weird shaped shells usually, and they are not turbo shells. They're usually forced into shells that are too small for them. Do your research, guys, before you buy one of these, because they are temperamental. You have to be careful with them, because they are sensitive to their surroundings. They need the perfect climate and stuff like that, or they will die. Once you know what you're doing, it's really easy. As you can see, my guys are really happy. I've had them since, I've had Krusty since August, and I'm gonna say I've had Bob and Calypso since September, and I've had Dante since November. They're really, really good. You want to keep an assortment of shells in there. Different types of shells. You always want to change out their shells. Now, I have to get them more shells because they are growing out of their shells. Come here, Krusty. They're running away. I'll try and tilt you guys up a little bit more. So, you guys would want to keep them happy with a lot of shells, a lot of different things to play with. I change the way their tank is set up every time I change the tank. You'll know when you need to change a substrate, it will start to smell. You hardly ever have to completely change a tank, maybe once every few months. They're really not messy, except for their food. Like I said, don't use pine because pine they're allergic to. Don't use table salt. Anything with table salt will be the seasoning. They can eat meat, but it can't be seasoned, and it can't be cooked in oil. It has to be cooked in water. You can give them raw meat. They actually like that. Play with them, make sure you play with them at a low level so if they do fall, it's not a fall that's going to hurt them. They will only pinch you if they feel threatened or scared or feel like they're going to fall. If you handle your hermit crabs on a normal basis, they will actually learn the smell of you and they will be more comfortable with you. Hermit crabs cannot hear. They feel vibrations, they can see light changes and shadows, but they cannot hear. They can also smell with their antennas, and they taste with their antennas. So they don't hear you, but they see you. And they will smell you, and they'll know when it's you. Hermit crabs do not carry diseases. They're very clean. The only reason why you have to give them baths is just to make sure that their shells stay clean. Because if they have a whole lot of dirt in their shells, because they'll normally swim in the ocean anyways just to clean out their shells. If they do not clean out their shells, they can get stuck in there, they can get mites and all sorts of stuff. So you you want to make sure that you give them a bath. Like, I usually do it every time I change their tank, just so they don't bring anything back into the clean tank. Hermit crabs can stay down for molts for any period of time. You never want to wake a molting crab. If you feel like your crab is molting, you can take your other crabs out of the tank, or you can seclude him by putting half of a pop bottle over top of them if you feel like they're going to bother him. Krusty here was down for a molt for 3 months. And he finally came up and he looks like he's about to go down again. When they molt, they're shedding their exoskeletons and basically regrowing limbs that they may have lost. Crabs will grow back their limbs that they have lost. They lose limbs when they are stressed, or if one just breaks. They'll lose it and they'll grow it back when they go down for a molt. It will take a while for them to get back to the normal size. Let me see if I can show you with Krusty. If Calypso will come out, or Krusty will come out of the shell, you'll notice that some of his legs are bigger than the others, and that is because he is still in the process of growing them back. It actually looks like he has lost a piece of his limb. The tip. You'll know also when they're getting ready to go down to a molt because you'll see a jelly-like substance on the limbs that they are growing back. And you'll also notice a sac on their insides. To tell if your crab is a boy or a girl, which I only have one girl, you take them, and if they'll let you, you take them all the way upside down. And you get them to come out, if she'll do it. And if they're girls, on the inside of their bellies, they will have spots on the inside of their bellies. I only have one girl, and that's Calypso. The rest of them are all boys. Hermit crabs need a way to get out of deeper water unless they know how to climb out. Now, because these two are smaller, I need plants to help them climb out. I also keep rocks and shells in their pool so they can climb out. Always have shells that are smaller and bigger. You want 3 shells per crab. And pretty much, I mean, like I said, they're really easy. They do make noise. The first time I heard Dante chirp was hilarious because I was like, what is that noise? And he was chirping. She tends to make noise every once in a while. She's kind of a loudmouth. She's my buddy. She absolutely loves me. So, hermit crabs, they're great. Like I said, do your research. You always want to do your research. If you have any questions about a certain thing that you would like to learn more on, contact me. I'll make another video. If you just want to see them playing, let me know, and I will try to get them playing, because they are called hermit crabs for a reason. Come here, Dante. Where are you going? They tend to hide a lot, so we're going to put them back in their tank now because it should be warm enough now and they're probably getting cold. So we're going to put them back in their crab-a-tat, as I call it. So we're going to, I'll be right back, and then we'll release them back into their home. Okay, so I set you guys up here so you guys can see when I put them back in. Slide the top. my basic care on hermit crabs. It's pretty easy. If you would like me to make you another video on a certain topic on the hermit crabs, let me know. Throughout some of my older videos, there are videos with the hermit crabs just kind of playing and stuff. Right now, they're just kind of like resting. They'll be out tonight. They're usually out at night. They're not out during the day too much. So if you would like me to make a video on something else, feel free to let me know. As far as if you would like to send the Hermes something, feel free. Like I said, they have certain types of shells that they need, but you can feel free to look on Etsy if you want and send them something, or if you just want to send me a picture of a hermit crab to keep around their tank, because eventually they're going to go in my office and I'm going to have like a room of decor or a spot for them, solely for them, where they can have all their little hermit crab stuff. And eventually I'm going to get them a bigger tank, so they might even have some more Hermit friends. All of my hermit crabs came from Pet Supplies Plus, except for Krusty, who came from the fair. I know a lot of places like sell them in those small little containers, and they're like, oh, just put this in this. No, you need at least 6 inches of substrate where they can burrow down. Mine is deeper in some areas than other areas. You can use sand. I prefer to mix the sand with the coconut fiber substrate. It tends to like help them dig down. I also put I forget what it's called. There's a kind of bedding that you get for reptiles. I use that. It's like wood chips or something. So I mixed some of that with the coconut fiber, but most of it is coconut fiber substrate. You can buy bricks of it and put it in a bucket of water, and it makes like freaking 5 tons of 5 gallons of dirt, basically. So yeah, if you want to know anything else about the Hermes, let me know, and I will keep you updated on when Bob comes out of his molt. I'm pretty sure that's what he's doing. Pretty sure he's down for a molt, so I'm not going to bother him. But he is also he's a Viola, I believe. That's what he looks like to me anyways. He doesn't look like a purple pincher, he looks like a Viola. He's a great little crab, but he's a little shy, on the shy side, but he's been going down a lot lately. And like I said, he was buried down and I seen part of a limb, so I'm pretty sure he's down for a molt. So remember, guys, never dig up a molting crab. They will die if they are, and if they're dead, you'll know because you'll smell it. You'll smell it. It'll smell like a dead fish. But like I said, so far I've had Krusty since August of last year, 2015. I have had Bob and Calypso since since September of 2015, and I have had Dante since November of 2015. So I have had my hermit crabs for quite a while now, and none of them have died on me. And actually, I mean, Bob and Calypso have been growing like weeds. Calypso's still trying because he had to go down for a molt, and I had to save him. So, indeed. But if you guys would like to send anything or just draw me a picture or anything like that, feel free. I don't care. If not, it's fine too. But it's up to you. Yeah. So I'm gonna go though, because I have to make sure my blankets are dry in the dryer. And I will talk to you lovelies later, and I hope you have a good night. And yeah.